Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £200 of 10p's we're going to be looking for alphabet 10p's, ideally some 2019 dated ones because we've never completed the 2019 book. So far though, for 2019 we have A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M. Whoops. N, O, P, R, T, U, V, W and X. So any of those 5 missing coins would be lovely to come across. We have also got another 2018 book on the go. We're 2 coins off of completing this book. All we need are the letters D and the letter R. And then this is book number 3 for the 2018 Alphabet 10p's complete. So let's get into these bags and see what we find today. Okay then, whilst the coin hunt is ongoing, I'm going to be responding to a few comments left on recent videos. To get a comment to me, all you need to do is leave a comment on a recent video and I might just pick it to use in one of these 10p Q&As on a Saturday. The best chance of getting a question to me is finding an interesting question that I've not answered 1,000 times, I should say. So we've got one from, oh my goodness, what a name. Tree Quart Beaster, I think. One perhaps for the 10p Q&A, but what does a typical Christopher Collect week look like? How much filming? How much going to the banks and events? How does it fit around your actual work? Well, the actual work is the easy bit. 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I work for the Britannia Coin Company. The videos roughly take about an hour each, recording, editing. So that's 7 hours a week I fit in, whether it's of an evening or at the weekend. One day a week I go get my coins and drop off the coins that I don't need anymore. Otherwise, I play as much RuneScape as I can. Video game I've played for about 20 years. It's amazing. Let me know if you play it down in the comments. Not old school. That doesn't count. Okay, yeah, that's about all I really have to share. Peter Walker says, as a young lad, I was always told that the 1933 penny was the one to find. Every time I got some change, I never moved until the last penny was checked. Is there any holy grail of coins that I should be looking for now? I need something to keep my mind working. So, in terms of what's out in circulation that you should be able to find because it was minted for circulation, it's the Kew Gardens or the 2023 Atlantic Salmon. Or the 4 Commonwealth Games £2 coins, or the Alphabet 10p's. They are probably the rarest coins out in circulation. People like the Olympic 50p's. There's 29 different coins, 5 of them Paralympic and the rest all Olympic. The rarest of those is football. So football, wrestling, triathlon, judo are the rarer top ones I think. So they're sort of holy grails. There's things that you shouldn't be able to find, so an NIFC. So take for instance my favourite coin this year, the George Orwell £2 coin. The Robin produced it to celebrate George Orwell, but none were struck, as far as we're aware, for use in circulation, so they're only in collectors' sets and packs. But every now and again, for one reason or another, those find their way into circulation. So it's a rare coin to find because they shouldn't be in circulation, but not hugely valuable is the flip side of that, because you can buy a VU one for not huge amounts of money, so you're not going to pay more than that for a circulated one, right? Error coins, things like the Lord Kitchener Mule error is pretty cool. The fried egg error, I found one of those before. Edge inscription errors, things like that. There's a lot to look for, but if you're just starting off, probably best to look for the rarer coins and then learn over time what is and isn't a rare and exciting error or non-circulating coin. Okay, Ian Hazelden says the Monopoly 50p put into its mounting askew would it qualify as a rotational error? So if we look at say a BU coin, brilliant uncirculated coin, they're the ones that are struck to a higher standard than the circulating one, and they are put in their little BU packs. I've got some up on my shelves around me. If they've been put in the packaging at an angle, that is not a minting error. A minting error is an error that's caused, or an error that happens when the coin is minted, whether that's the dies are at the wrong angle and have struck a rotation error, something goes wrong in the manufacturing process. That's what a minting error is. Being put in a packaging slightly askew is just I guess bad quality control. But there's no error in that coin, it's just been put in the coin at the wrong angle, because I guess you could take things out of their packages and put them askew. So yeah, not an error, I'm afraid. James Williamson says, I got a 2025 King Charles III B1 coin in my change at my local supermarket. It's in good enough condition, but obviously circulated. What's it worth today? Okay, right now you might get a small premium for 2025 B coin from a collector who's not come across one that wants it for their collection, but you're talking a couple of pounds tops. Initially, when the Romo first announced they were putting 170,000 into circulation, some people thought that's all they were minting for that year, and they started selling for quite a bit of money. I and many others predicted this is not going to be the end of it. This is the first tranche. We'll get more later in the year, as they exactly the same thing they did with the 2023 B coin, exactly what they did with the Diversity Bill Britain 50p. They announced this initial tranche has gone out of the raw mint straight into circulation, but that's then followed by more. So yeah, there's enough of the 2025 B coins that they will become fairly common, worth just face value. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, there we go. A for Angel of the North 2018. Not the D, not the R, but we'll take an A for sure. Lee Carter says, how is the Strike Your Own Monopoly 50p different from the one I ordered from the mint? You described the Strike Your Own as unique. Thank you. We watch as a family at tea time. Monopoly 50p, yes, this is Strike Your Own was a unique design as Mr. Monopoly jumping down the board rather than that standard design with Monopoly in the middle and pieces around it. So unique to Strike Your Own. Lee Smith says, Christopher, how much is a 2019 Sherlock Holmes 50p worth? Face value, just 50p. Very common, lots of them were made. Andy says, have you ordered the Queen Victoria coin? I did, they saw me coming. Yeah, I did. I always reserve final judgment for having the coin in hand because I've seen designs on coins when I've ordered them and gone, looks a bit ugly, but okay, I've got to have it because that completion is bugging my head telling me I have to. And then it's arrived in hand and I thought, actually, no, I quite like that. That's quite nice. The Queen Victoria one, yeah, I don't think the design looks all that great, but again, it might look better in person, but I certainly did. G London says, hi Christopher Collects, I've been following your channel for years, more of a viewer than a commenter. I inherited loads of old coins which I'd love to get evaluated / sold. If you're considering buying them, I'd love to give them to you. Any recommendations on how we could arrange this or specific coin dealer you would recommend would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching the videos. Glad you enjoy them. I don't personally buy coins for my collection from sort of viewers or things like that. I spend enough money on new coins to keeping up with releases that I don't tend to buy old things, especially sort of massive collections. I don't really have a need to buy a whole collection. Your best bet, okay, couple of options. If you want to maximize what you're going to earn from selling those coins, you need to sell it yourself, so it requires a bit of research. I would recommend Numista. It's a great resource to use to find out whether your coins are actually rare or not. You can sell them on coin related Facebook groups, you can sell them on eBay, and you'll be selling them to collectors at the market price and you'll get that market price. You can sell them to a coin dealer. I work for a coin dealer. There are lots of coin dealers around the country that you could pop into and see, but some coin dealers will specialize in certain periods of coins. Probably best to have a look into it yourself to work out whether you think you've got anything of value or not. But you won't get the full market value because the dealer has to sell it at the market value and pay for all their business costs, because that's where that's staffing, postage, keeping the lights and electric and building heated and on. So yeah, that's good, but it's going to be easier to do that way. So you could reach out to a few coin dealers. There are I recommend reaching out to a few just to see, make sure you're getting the best offer from whoever it is you're reaching out to, and then proceed like that. So that's my recommendation. Don't just look on eBay at what things are being listed at. That's not what coins are worth 9 times out of 10, because you could take any coin, the first coin you see and you can grab, you could put that on eBay for £100,000. Doesn't mean anyone's going to buy it because it's not worth that. And that's what people do. They list things for stupid prices. So look at what they're actually selling for, what they've sold for, not what they've been listed for. Paul Hoskins says, do you have the Olympic coin with the lines over the face, Christopher? Not in my collection. I think it's a very, very cool coin. I'm very jealous and envious of people who have those coins in their collection. I've seen multiple in person. But for me, the price tag for one of those, it's just too much to sink into one Cooper Nickel 50p. it can be a huge amount of money. I've seen them sell for £2,000-3,000. For a 50p, it's just too much for me. It's not like buying a gold-proof Kew Gardens 50p, where there's always the intrinsic value of the gold to fall back on. My 2023 Team GB gold-proof 50p I bought for a smidge over the gold price at the time. That's being carried by the value of the gold. So if I ever want to sell it, there's the gold value in it. The aquatic swimming lines over the face error coin, well, not error coin, it's not an error, that's just how the design was supposed to be before they changed it. The value of that is determined by the desirability of it, how much people want to buy one added to their collection. If all of a sudden coin collecting is erased, that 50p is just worth 50p. If all collectors are wiped out and people stop collecting, my Team GB gold proof 50p has still got the intrinsic gold value, so it feels like it's a bit of a hedge there. But yeah, I'm very envious and jealous of people who have them. It's just a little bit too money to just sink into one coin for me. One day though, maybe, when I win the Euro Millions. If I haven't already, because I haven't checked my ticket. Okay, last question. Eddie Beck says, predictions for your hunting £2 coins. I think you will find 2 Commonwealth games in the same hunt, but won't be Northern Ireland. Oh, mean. But it will be the next 3 weeks. Then you will find the Rio handover at the start of the new year. Well, I found the Rio handover now, last week. The video is up, you can see it. I found that fairly recently, which does just leave me with 4 Commonwealth games to get, which might be tricky, but we'll wait and see. Maybe we'll come across them soon, fingers crossed. Anyway, thank you for your questions. We'll return to the coin stout, see what we found. Well then, our finds for today. One, I don't know, it just seems different. I can't really get it to look how it looks in person. The details are just that bit much more crisp and reflective than on a standard circulating coin. It's not proof because it's not got this sort of matte finish, but I don't know, there's just something about it's just a bit too reflective. It might, maybe someone's cleaned it, but again, the details like in the lion's face, they're just a bit more crisp than you'd expect on a circulating coin. So it might just be a very, very nice condition circulated coin, but I thought it was quite neat, so it's going into my oddities box. Of course, undoubted star find, A for Angel of the North. Amazing stuff. It's 2018. Unfortunately, not one of the letters we need for the book, but finding an alphabet 10p is always a big bonus, so there we go. If you have been fortunate as I have in finding an alphabet 10p, then do let us all know down in the comments what letters you've been finding as well. There's normally a few people who also have. It reassures myself when I don't find one, and others that they're still out there and worth looking for. As usual as well, there are links in the description of the video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to join me and other collectors over on that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.